Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm in Leeds and I'm delighted to be joined by the Leeds warrior himself, Josh Warrington. Josh, where did this one come from? Rematch Kiko Martinez again, 4-year-old belt that you never lost in the ring. Intriguing fight.
Massively intriguing. It's I never thought I'd be sharing a ring again with Kiko Martinez. Even when I vacated, I didn't think I'd be looking at a fight with Kiko Martinez again for my old belt. It wasn't happening, was it? Even when I seen him down in the bubble, I've a lot of respect for him. And all of a sudden it's here. It's just, I've said it many times throughout the day. I've said it on my social media posts. It's just funny how this sport works, and it's things like this. They just they fit that court well.
He called you out. It seemed. You said the rumours that, but it seemed that as soon as he beat Galahad, his first thought was to turn to you, Josh Warrington. Now, why? Why do you think he wanted to come after you?
Because I think if he thinks he won the first fight, it was a close fight. I'm not denying that. There was a lot of punches thrown, but I landed the cleaner work. And my bits of boxing wanted to do to get my hand raised. He was arguing that he thought he won it. Like it were close, but like I was comfortable that I'd won it when we went to the referee. I was convinced that I'd won it when the final bell went. Now he's got an opportunity to put his demons to bed. Come knock me the fuck out. I kind of wanted to say that to his to his translator. When we stood head to head, I wanted to say that there's opportunity. Probably didn't need to. He's got his bit between his teeth already. He's here now with the fights on. So, but he'll think that he can do that. Obviously, seeing me getting knocked out, he'll probably think I'm susceptible. Probably thinks my best years are behind me. Obviously, the last thing to lose is your punch power. We've all seen that knockout reel against Galahad, so I think he can do the same against me. But I'm banging these days as well, Andrew. So it's going to be an excellent fight, but it's time for me to get back on top.
I'm glad you mentioned that knockout. I'd done an interview with Kiko straight after the press conference there, and I said about knocking out Galahad, how close the first fight was, and you mentioned in the press conference that you want to knock Josh out, and I said, do you have to knock Josh Warrington out after coming off the Kid Galahad win, and obviously how close the first fight was? And he says, basically his words were, I'm going to look for the knockout. So it seems like he's coming for you, Josh. He's going to come. He's on a high. He's knocked out Gid Galahad in Sheffield. So he's not going to be scared the fact that there's going to be however many Leeds fans there. You're going to get the best Kiko Martinez again, like the first fight. It's going to be a tough fight. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, most definitely. Listen, I know what you get when you're fighting Kiko Martinez. As soon as the whispers started coming in, could potentially be Kiko. Kiko wants to fight. My manager Steve Wood said, you might be looking at fighting Kiko, I'm like, right, okay. As soon as he said that, I know what kind of fight it's going to be. He's tough. He brings a ferocious pace. He throws lots of punches. He always looks for the big punches. Listen, Kiko's not going to turn up and he's not going to start dancing around with his hands down. That's just not him, especially at this stage of his career. One thing he taught me when we boxed the first time was I can't just overall people with throwing loads of punches, because he matched me on that. I have to make sure that I have boxing skill and a bit more accuracy, and maybe sit down a bit more on my punches, start hurting these guys. The next fight I knocked out Dennis Celan, in 10. Selby, Frampton, sitting down a bit more. So he gave me that lesson. I'm fucking hitting harder than ever I've done. I've done 12 rounds many times against some high calibre kids now. Experience is there. He'll come looking for knockout, but don't fucking put it past me not to knock him out, because that just adds to a recipe of someone getting knocked out, especially when you're looking for it. You're more susceptible of getting fucking caught yourself, so we'll be looking for an early finish. Listen, if there's an opportunity there to close the show early, I'll take it. I don't want him still fucking picking at me in rounds 9, 10, 11, 12. And people say, oh, you've only had 7 knockouts. Yeah, fucking, but my knockouts have come at the high level, so I know I can dig. And I expect him to come looking for it, and I've been weeks about me. Yeah, I've been knocked out before, but Lada pinged me for 4 rounds, and then it took him another 5 rounds before he knocked me out. He didn't knock me out one clean punch. I ain't been fucking Galahad before. like how we knocked Galahad out. So let's have it.
I'm glad you said that, because obviously the last 2 fights that you've had, obviously the loss and the draw, you've got the bit between the teeth now. Because do you have a point to prove as well in terms of, right, everyone, I've vacated my IBF belt? A lot of chat was saying because you're trying to avoid Kid Galahad, then you got stopped by Lara, then the draw as well, you were hungry for the rematch. So do you have a point to prove going into this fight?
I guess so. Cause people say, well, why you vacated this belt before? Why are you going to fight it again? Because I lost my position of power. I lost that position of power when I got knocked out, basically. So I was walking into a fight with Kanju. I lost that fight that fight fell through when I got beat by Lara. No one's in. You just beat by this unknown Mexican. Why is anyone going to pay attention about that? Why should you even walk into a fight like that? So yeah, listen, it's a bit to prove. It's kind of for myself as well. You are still at the top. And to shut fucking everyone else up, everyone is. It's fickle how this sport works. I think Lee Wood is a prime example. He got beat by Jazza, and obviously no one expects him to come and be looking at a massive fight against Mick Conlan a few years later. So he's a prime example at featherweight, and when I get back on top, there'll be a lot of cues to a lot of people out there, and it's a right opportunity, because I thought I'd lost the opportunity to potentially unify the division by getting knocked out by Lara, and I thought that had gone. But it's now it's a chance to win the title back, potentially fight a winner Wood and Conlan. You've got Navarrete still, you've got that fellow who just beat Gary Russell Jr. So we're back. We're fucking back. The Space Raider is back.
The Space Raider's back. Fucking hell, at least you're embracing it. Josh, you mentioned Lee Wood there and all that sort of stuff. The landscape in the featherweight division has been changing dramatically. Man, you vacated, right? Then Galahad got it. Lee Wood beat Kanzu. Then Mark McZile beat Gary Russell Jr. Navarrete's still thereabout. It's the landscape has been changing up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, you've made it known when you had the IBF belt that you wanted to unify, you wanted to go to America and all this, all the rest of it. So, all going well March 26. Eddie's already spoke about you getting the winner of Mick Conlan Lee Wood unification bout, the fight that you've always wanted. That next, will you be gunning for these world champions if you beat Kiko Martinez on March 26?
100%. I mean, I don't know, I keep on repeating myself over and over, but I beat Selby. First fight I had my defence against Kiko Martinez, against Carl Frampton. I didn't have no steady fucking coming home. No, let's have a. I Carl Frampton. Then I boxed my manager challenger in fucking Galahad. They were all the ranked the best in this part of the world. In the UK, they were ranked the best. Carl was ranked fucking number 2 behind Leo Santa Cruz at the time. There were Gary Russell, Santa Cruz, Oscar Valdez, and I was desperate to fight either one of them. Didn't get that opportunity. I've been on Kid Galahad. After that, I boxed Sofian's coach. I thought I was going to fight Shakur Stevenson after that. It's changed a fair few times since that, but puts me back in the driving seat. Puts them fights back on the table by beating Kiko Martinez. So it's nice that there's some of the names are back over here as well in Lee Wood and Mick Conlan. But either, I'd love to fucking fight one of them. I think. See you soon, mate. Take it easy. Yeah, safe journey. I'd love to go stay with 2 belts. Boots all on there to arrive into Vegas or New York with fucking 2 belts over my shoulder, champs here, and that'd be nice. So there's lots riding on it, mate. Lots riding on it.
Yeah, like I said to you, the landscape's changing up and down as well. From when you were IBF champion, now we've got a new WBC, we've got a new WBA. It looks like they're going to get promoted to the Super WBA champion. Hopefully they can get to fuck with that regular belt and just keep the Super champion. I'm done with that. Again, I'll be here for Fight Week. I'm looking forward to it. I'm covering this one, so I'm absolutely buzzing for it because it's a great card. Looking at the things for me and the rest of the guys in the arena and everybody else watching on DAZN, what can we expect from you? What can we expect from Josh Warrington? You said I'm back. Are we going to get the best Josh Warrington?
Most definitely. I think it's frustrating me a little bit because obviously the second Lara fight, you only seen 2 rounds of just warming into it. I expected Lara to come running at me, never did. So we're to kind of warm into that fight a little bit, but it was always a plan to fucking get him out there by halfway point, and I wanted to give the fans' excitement. I didn't want it to be fucking just, oh yeah, Warrington's beat Lyra by points. I wanted to fucking do a number on him, and it was just going to happen. Later the fight went on. Everyone knows I always bring excitement. Everyone knows Kiko brings excitement. He's got knockout power, but he's been knocked out. I, on paper, don't have knockout power, but I know I can dig and I throw a lot of punches. And I've been knocked out myself, so it's going to be excitement. It's always going to be a cauldron. I don't think he's going to be bothered about the noise and that's because he's boxed all over the world. But those who's going to turn out, I'm sure, are going to be a raucous atmosphere. And I'm bringing in my absolute best to be champion again.
Josh, I'm absolutely buzzing for this fight. March 26th can't come quick enough. Thank you so much for doing this, Fightful TV, and I'll see you fight week.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Josh. Thank you.